the strangest looking ferry ever built. It could carry up to 8 cars and 300 passengers. The deck was raised and lowered by steam winches, and the service was discontinued in 1966. These first Ferguson vessels were all tugs, dredgers or barges, but in 1908 the yard built its first ferry, Vehicular Ferry Boat No. 3, named by the Clyde Navigation Trust, became known to Glaswegians as the Finneystone Horse Ferry because of the horse-drawn carts it carried across the river, near where the Finneystone crane stands today. And I've been there. The strange-looking vessel had a deck that could be raised or lowered by winches to the level of the quays, depending on the height of the tide. Very clever. A second of these horse ferries, Vehicular Ferryboat No. 4, was built for the Govan crossing in 1938. They were still ferrying vehicles across the river into the mid-1960s, when the new Clyde tunnel made them redundant. Ferryboat No. 4 stats. Official number 165931. Flag GBR. Launch date 19th of March 1938. Vessel type ferry, passenger and vehicle. Built steel. Builder Ferguson Brothers, Port Glasgow. Yard Newark. Yard number 321. Tonnage 275 GRT. Length 83 feet 3 inches. Breadth 45 feet. And draft 9 foot 4 inches. Engine builder Davy Paxman and Company Limited, Colchester. Engine details: oil engine driving 2 electric generators connected to 2 electric motors driving 2 forward and 2 aft, screws 3 knots. First owner Clyde Navigation Trust. First port of registration Glasgow. Subsequent owner and registration history Clyde Port Authority, Glasgow. Vessel history: used primarily on Govan Ferry Crossing, 1971. Used for drilling off Ardea, 1972. She was still owned by CPA but laid up at Renfrew, 1975. She was sold for work at Leith, associated with the North Sea oil industry. Fate: broken up in 1982. Disposal details: broken up at unnamed location during 1982. Well, it seems like it was a remarkable vessel, and if Kelvin is watching, I wouldn't mind a cardboard model of it, my good Glaswegian friend. Well, I of course hope that you have all enjoyed this video. It's taken me over 5 hours to edit and around 10 days to research. So this is the second video in a row where I have put the names of the vehicles on screen. Of course, it is an educational channel, and so for the curious amongst you, you don't have to pop on Google after the video. Of course, back in my day, I found out by books and magazines what these classic vehicles were. So in this segment, we have 3 of my all-time favourite lorries. We have the Bedford Heavy Pump Unit, circa 1940, which is basically a Bedford O-type with a strengthened chassis and extra equipment. The Austin K2, which was usually known as the Heavy Ambulance, but of course the Auxiliary and National Fire Brigades used them to tow the 1,000 kilogram Dennis trailer pump. And of course, it used to take two very well trained and fit firefighters to manhandle these particular pumps. And then last but not least, we have the Fordson 7V. The lorry came out in 1937. I think they're very, very cute. And circa 1940, these also had strengthened chassis and additional equipment to, of course, fight fires during the Blitz. And I hope the one that was abandoned in Dublin has been restored. It's a shame if it hasn't been. Of course, comments below if you know more on that. Is it the one from Harland and Wolff, or was it sold to the Dublin Fire Brigade after the war? I'm sure there was hundreds, if not thousands, of these still knocking around in the 1950s. And of course, these two have different bodies on them. And that's what I love about fire engines. All the different types of bodies you can put on them.